Did you know that in addition to being a two-term commander-in-chief, Barack Obama is also a Grammy and Emmy Award winner? Want to learn more about America's 44th president? Keep your eyes glued to the screen. Would you have taken Barack Obama for a Spider-Man stan? He made his love for the web-slinger public in a 2015 email to grassroots organizers, writing, "I grew up loving comic books. Back in the day, I was pretty into Conan the Barbarian and Spider-Man. On paper, at least, Obama got to meet his childhood hero. Presidents are often written into comic books, and Obama appeared in multiple during his time in office, from Archie to Amazing Spider-Man. In Amazing Spider-Man number 583, Obama encountered the Chameleon, who appeared with villainous intentions as an Obama doppelganger at his 2009 inauguration. And according to Bleeding Cool, Obama also inadvertently wrote a Batman comic book. The comic features the story of Sal Junta, a Medal of Honor recipient. In a scene describing Junta receiving the medal for his duties in Afghanistan, the words are relayed almost word for word from Obama's real-life speech during the ceremony.
I'm going to go off script here for a second and just say, I really like this guy.
Given his affinity for superheroes, Obama has had a lot of time to figure out what power he'd wish for, and the answer is actually fittingly nerdy. The 44th president told 93.3 KOB FM, "It's kind of a weird superpower, but if I had something that I could immediately wish for, I would love to be able to speak any language." Though he was born in Hawaii, Barack Obama's family spans the globe. His mother, Ann Dunham, was a white woman born in Kansas. While attending the University of Hawaii, she met and married Barack Obama Sr., a student from Kenya. His parents divorced, and his father returned to Kenya, where Obama eventually had 7 half-siblings from his father's other marriages and relationships. Dunham also married again, this time to another University of Hawaii student, Lolo Sotoro. Sotoro was from Indonesia, where Obama's half-sister Maya was born. When Obama married, his global family finally came together in one room. His sister Maya recalled in Life magazine, "I remember his wedding, and there were everything from the very fair Kansas complexion, you know, the Scots-Irish thing, to the blue-black Kenyan, and we looked like the rainbow tribe, and me in between. I'm Indonesian, the united colors. Never a dull moment, right?" We all have to get our start somewhere, and for teenage Barack Obama, it was the home of the 31 flavors. In an old LinkedIn post, Obama wrote, "Rows and rows of rock-hard ice cream can be brutal on the wrist. As a teenager working behind the counter at Baskin-Robbins in Honolulu, I was less interested in what the job meant for my future and more concerned about what it meant for my jump shot." Obama's story about his first job helped promote an initiative called the Summer Opportunity Project, a program that aimed to help teenagers enter the workforce. Obama said the job wasn't glamorous, but it taught him responsibility and hard work, lessons he hoped other teens would learn early in the workforce. Despite having an aura of cool and calm, there's one thing that sets Barack Obama on edge: nicotine. Per Reuters, the former president began smoking as a teenager, and ever since, Obama's undergone a constant struggle as he committed to quitting.
Look, I've said before that as a former smoker, I constantly struggle with it.
Obama told Reuters, "Have I fallen off the wagon sometimes? Yes. Am I a daily smoker? A constant smoker? No." He also noted that he didn't smoke in front of his children. Obama has joked that he first promised to quit out of fear of his wife, Michelle, as USA Today reported. But the stress of the presidency often caused him to relapse. In his 2020 memoir, A Promised Land, he admitted to puffing up to half a pack per day, often ducking out to a discreet spot to grab a smoke. In the end, another Obama girl helped him overcome his vice. He claims he quit when his daughter Malia Obama made a face at him after smelling a cigarette on his breath. "That's when he began chewing nicotine gum like crazy," he wrote in A Promised Land. Michelle Obama said in a 2012 interview with iVillage that being a true role model to his daughters was key in helping him kick the habit. "I think that he didn't want to look his girls in the eye and tell them that they shouldn't do something that he was still doing, so they played an important role in him finally saying, 'I gotta get this done.'" Barack and Michelle Obama's love story is so epic that their first date was made into an entire movie, South Side with You. Watching the pair together inspires major relationship goals, which makes it hard to believe there was ever a time when Michelle was just not having it. After her first year working at the law firm Sidley and Austin, Michelle Obama was assigned to mentor a summer associate by the name of Barack Obama. She remembers not being particularly impressed when she looked him up. In Becoming, she wrote, "I checked out his photo in the summer edition of our staff directory. A less than flattering, poorly lit headshot of a guy with a big smile and a whiff of geekiness, and remained unmoved. Obama was immediately taken with his advisor and asked her out several times, but being his mentor, Michelle wanted to keep the relationship professional, as he wrote for Oprah.com. Finally, when he said he'd happily quit if she let him take her out, she agreed. Though he had come a long way from working at Baskin-Robbins, Obama took Michelle there on their first date, where they sat curbside eating ice cream, and the rest was history.
It was a cool date, actually. We spent the whole day together.
Barack Obama notoriously loves basketball. Along with being photographed on the sidelines and via kiss cams at NBA games, he's welcomed numerous championship NBA, WNBA, and NCAA teams to the White House over the years. But he wasn't the first baller-in-chief. According to the White House Museum, George H.W. Bush installed a small court in 1991 that was used for shooting hoops. When Obama came to town, he raised the ante by painting lines on the White House tennis court so it could accommodate both tennis and a full-court basketball game. Obama's court became famous for the pickup games that attracted basketball stars and members of Congress alike. The games also garnered media attention, giving Obama a runway to introduce policy initiatives like the Affordable Care Act or My Brother's Keeper in a casual setting, The New Yorker reported. One of the more storied events includes the time Obama received 12 stitches from an injury while playing, but Obama's 50th birthday celebration pickup game and barbecue, when basketball greats like Magic Johnson came out of retirement to participate, as reported by Sports Illustrated, probably takes the cake. One undeniable perk that comes with the presidency is access, and Barack Obama used a hefty amount of leverage to take wife Michelle on a dream date early in his first term. Obama said in a statement, "I am taking my wife to New York City because I promised her during the campaign that I would take her to a Broadway show after it was all finished." Michelle wrote in her memoir, Becoming, that the couple had a weekly standing date night before Obama became president, but it wasn't until May 2009 that he could fulfill his promise. The pair flew to the city and ate at an upscale farm-to-table eatery in Greenwich Village before taking in the August Wilson play, Joe Turner's Come and Gone. With guilt over the hassle their date caused, the couple knew they had to make the night worth it. Michelle wrote in Becoming, "That evening in New York, we ate, drank, and conversed in the candlelight, reveling in the feeling, however illusory, that we'd stolen away." But the following day, Obama's critics had a field day over the New York trip. Criticism over the cost of the date ensued, Time noted, and pundits tagged the Obamas as out of touch. The Republican National Committee said in a statement, "Have a great Saturday evening, even if you're not jetting off somewhere at taxpayer expense." Barack Obama started out as an avid reader, and he later became an avid writer. Craig Furman, writer of Author-in-Chief, revealed that Obama considered going the literary route after college. As a student, he was most interested in fiction that melded compelling, empathetic stories with ideology. Toni Morrison's Song of Solomon became an early favorite, and he later cited it as the book that shaped him most. Obama moved to Chicago after graduation, where he was a member of a book co-op where he regularly shopped. He ended up landing his first book deal as he entered politics, and wrote with great difficulty the literary memoir Dreams from My Father, which performed modestly. But after giving an impactful speech at John Kerry's 2004 convention, his book came out of print, and he had another deal lined up. He next published The Audacity of Hope, followed by the picture book of Thee I Sing and his post-presidential memoir, A Promised Land. Next up was Renegades Born in the USA, a book he co-wrote with singer Bruce Springsteen. Over the years, Barack Obama has earned plenty of honors he could stack on the shelf next to his Nobel Peace Prize. But one of his more surprising awards, not one, but 2 Grammys. After gaining notoriety from his speech at the 2004 DNC, Obama's publishers came back to him to narrate an audiobook of his 1995 memoir, Dreams from My Father, according to History. As noted on the Grammy website, his narration took home the award for Best Spoken Word or Non-Musical Album in 2005. Obama's next memoir, The Audacity of Hope, won the category again in 2007. Yes, Barack Obama is now a podcaster, and his co-host is probably someone you've heard of before, rock icon Bruce Springsteen. So what brought this particular pair of voices together? Per Insider, Obama met the boss during a campaign concert, where he remembers thinking Springsteen was super shy. Over time, they rubbed elbows at functions, but it wasn't until a White House dinner much later that they began to bond over show tunes. While Springsteen played piano, they belted out Broadway and Motown songs. Obama recalled, "There were libations involved. And then I said, well, He's not as shy as I thought, but he just has to loosen up a little bit. As their friendship deepened, so did their conversations about race, politics, manhood, and music. In a partnership with Spotify, they decided to let others in on the chat in a podcast, Renegades Born in the USA. Critics are not so into that title. Slate called the duo charming, but not exactly rebellious. They're super famous, really rich guys whose conversations, incidentally, don't sound all that difficult. They appear to agree on everything. 8 years in the White House provides a podium like no other, but Barack Obama still has plenty more to share. Lucky for him, Netflix is happy to help make that happen. In 2018, the streaming giant announced a multi-year deal with Barack and Michelle Obama's production company, Higher Ground, to produce scripted and unscripted series, documentaries, and films. Obama said, "We hope to cultivate and curate the talented, inspiring, creative voices who are able to promote greater empathy and understanding between peoples and help them share their stories with the entire world." Though the deal's dollar amount was not revealed, Variety reported that partnerships with the Obamas come with a hefty price tag, with Penguin Random House reportedly forking over $65 million for their upcoming memoirs. So far, Netflix has aired the Obamas' documentaries Crip Camp and the Oscar winner American Factory. The streaming giant has also aired the couple's children's series Waffles and Mochi and We the People. Higher Ground's Ada Twist, Scientist, an animated version of the children's book of the same name, has also aired. With those Grammys, an Emmy, and a Higher Ground Oscar under his belt, now all he needs is a Tony to be the first EGOT-winning president. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.